We're really grateful to the local team for hosting us here this afternoon, and we want to thank you for attending this event. My name is Michael Klott, and I do a lot of work at the monastery and other projects here at the community. For this event, I'm serving as a strategic advisor to Lee Schull and to Codington Connects, and it's my honor and privilege to be with you here today. My background with Codington Connect started a few years ago, really started around childcare issues in the community, and we had a big childcare crisis evolve and where childcare was going to close. And that was my first kind of interaction with Codington Connects, and that evolved in working on housing and other issues within the county. During that period of time, Codington Connects was talking about their future growth and their needs and talking about looking for space for a hub of their social service work and efforts here in this community. And so I got to know them and appreciate their work significantly. About the same time, I had a conversation with Lee Schull, and many of you know Lee as a member of this community. He's been an integral part of this community for decades, and he's owned Schull Construction and Building Products Incorporated and BPI. And my background with Lee goes back actually decades and generations. My grandfather Hubert, my dad Ray, um, Lee and family, we have known each other a long, long time, and it's been a great family relationship and connection to each other. Lee also and his wife Jan were very supportive. I was president of a charity in the Twin Cities area for over 30 years, and many a time they supported my ministry from work in Malawi, Africa, to disabilities across the United States to senior care. When I semi-retired and came back, to Watertown. COVID just happened to happen just before then, and I started helping the sisters a little bit. And Lee offered me a nice office in the back of BPI, and so that was the start for Catalyst Construction. Matt Burrow, who founded that organization, you'll learn a little bit more about them in a few minutes. But I helped them open an office here in Watertown, and Lee was gracious enough to help with me and help Catalyst Construction get a start. BPI has helped countless organizations and the Schull family, countless churches and nonprofits through their efforts, and it oftentimes it has been a very anonymous form. People would have never known of their involvement. Today is going to be a little bit more public, and there's some reason for that to occur. And then we will share that more about that in just a few minutes. But as Lee talked to me in the last year and a half, he shared he wanted to contribute his downtown office building, known as the BPI building, here on First Avenue, and to a charity. And so, with those kind of conversations that Lee and I started, we had a discussion about Codington Connects. And so, it is our privilege and honor to announce to you today that Lee Schull and Schull Construction is donating that corporate office building to the nonprofit Codington Connects. This is certainly a transformational gift. It is an extraordinary and significant gift for Codington Connects. This is a fairly new nonprofit. It is going to really help launch them in their efforts and is going to make a continued difference in this community. Um, in terms of anonymity, I want to just chat about that for just a few minutes. I've worked with a lot of people in my career in terms of making charitable gifts. A lot of times it's anonymous, but there are times when you do want to have things more public. And I asked Lee to actually do that here in this case because he said initially, no, I just want to be quiet. And so the reason here is this is a very significant gift. It's a gift of real estate. It's a gift of a wonderful building in this community that's going to make a huge impact. But we hope that it will inspire others to think the same way, that they will look at their charitable opportunities in giving, whether it's real estate or farmland or stocks or whatever that is, to help other worthy charities. Watertown is an extraordinary community. I grew up in the suburbs of Grover, but it's still a great community. Or Tinkertown, one of you can pick. Some of you young kids don't know where Tinkertown is, right? And I know that. But in the end of the day, this is a great community, and it's had a great fiber of charitable giving. But charitable giving in this country goes all the way back, if you really think about it, to our founders. Benjamin Franklin raised all sorts of charitable funds from France and Great Britain to help the war efforts in the Revolutionary War. In his estate plan, he left money to the future of Philadelphia that decades, actually over 200 years later, were millions of dollars of impact. He always believed, and the U.S. is uniquely different of any country in the world, where philanthropy is part of our fiber and what makes us different. And so whether it's helping the folks of Highmore, South Dakota, or helping folks with Codington Connects, or helping any charity in our state or country or our world, this is what makes us different. And we hope this gift will make others be aspirational and inspirational in so doing. So again, thank you for your attendance. I'm going to kind of be the MC here for the event, but next, let's hear from the gentleman, Lee Schull.
Woo, good afternoon. Is that thing on?
It's on.
Right to your mouth.
All right, thank you very much. Well, first of all, let me introduce those nearest and dearest to me here. My bride, Lisa, of almost 2 years now, almost 2 years. My beautiful daughter, Katie. My beautiful daughter, Carrie. My oldest son, Kyle, and my youngest son, Colin. Both Kyle and Colin are in business with me, or I should say now I'm in business with them. I guess before I get into the building side of things, I have kind of a neat thing happen to me this morning. Many of you know I've been involved with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for a long time. And since being a part of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, I start my day in Bible reading and prayer. So this morning, as my prayer is concluded, I say, Dear Lord Jesus, I'm about to open your Holy Scriptures. Please speak to me today. Your word is truth. Amen. So my first Old Testament reading is 1 Kings chapter 2. It's Elijah and Elisha, and Elijah's going to a community, and Elisha goes right with him. 50 prophets come out, and they say to Elisha, you know your mentor's going to heaven today, right? And he said, yes, I know it. Don't speak about it. I don't want to think about it. They go to the next town. Same thing happens. 50 prophets come out. They say, hey, Elisha, you know your mentor's going to heaven today. And he goes, I know it, but please don't talk about it anymore. So then they start walking to another town, and Elijah turns to Elisha and says, what do you want? And Elisha says, I want a double measure of your spirit. And Elijah says, if you see me go, it will be granted to you. Sure enough, the horses come, the fire comes, and then the whirlwind comes and takes Elijah to heaven. Elisha then is walking back. He comes to a river, throws his cloak down, the river divides, and he walks through a dry ground, so you knew that the double spirit happened. The next reading was from Acts chapter 20, and Paul is quoting Jesus Christ, and his quote was, it is better to give than to receive. I got done with that reading, and it was like the Lord himself double stamped with those two readings. what was going to happen here today. So I just thought it was cool and I wanted to share it with you. The Schull family wants to thank the city of Watertown. And I don't mean just the Lee Schull family. My great grandfather, Robert Schull, immigrated over here, became a farmer, successful farmer. In 1920, built the Palace Apartments, 315 East Kemp, which was torn down a couple of years ago and is now where the Watertown Foundation Plaza is, downtown Watertown. He had 10 kids. They benefited off of the rent income off of that facility for a long time. His oldest son was Victor, my grandfather. He had 3 sons. 2 of them left town. One of them, my father, stayed. His name's Les. And he started a construction company with Mr. Haney and Mr. Christensen in 1946, right after World War II ended. Schull, Haney, Christensen Incorporated. Unfortunately, it wasn't too many years down the road. One and then the other, both men passed away from cancer. So my dad was left with the construction company. Then he had a perfect life cycle, 1946 he closed the business in the early 80s. In between that, in 1965, he had a chance to purchase a local business called Building Products Incorporated. And so he bought that. So when I came back to town in 1977, I joined Building Products Incorporated after I graduated from Colorado State. Became president in 83, was fortunate to have a wonderful career here, and even more fortunate now to turn the business over to my boys. And then, of course, my dad had two daughters first. He had a wonderful family he raised. I got my family here. I've had a wonderful family I raised here. I just want to say thank you to Watertown. It's a tremendous community. Our can't ask for more from my family than they give me. It's absolutely beautiful. So, on behalf of the Schull family, we're thrilled to be able to pay forward here with this donation. And as Michael said, we hope other people will do it in the future. It's really the only reason I'm even up here is because like you said, I'd rather just have done this quietly. But I wanted to let you know that it's not just Lee Schull. It's 4 generations now have benefited from this community. So with that, I think I'm ready, Michael, to turn it over to who's next.
So next we will have Sarah Faust, who is the president of Codington Connects, come out, and she's a new owner.
Wow. Well, first I want to say I had hoped to have a nice memorized speech, and then I realized I was going to be overwhelmed and emotional, and that was out the window. So I have luckily printed off my speech so you don't all have to hear me blubber for the whole night, because this is absolutely incredible and amazing. So first, thank you so much for being here today. Just to have this crowd here today is remarkable and incredible and such a statement for our community. This moment really represents years of dedication, collaboration, and a shared belief in what our community can accomplish when we work together. I want to begin by thanking Lee and Lisa. Intense gratitude for your family, Kyle and Colin, all of you for all of the generous gift. Your generosity is really more than a gift of space, it's a gift of possibility. You are giving us a home where connection, support, and opportunity can come together under one roof. It's absolutely incredible and amazing. I've always been a big believer in setting big goals. I've lived by that. But 5 years ago, when the Social Service Advisory Council identified the goal of having a central location, I really thought they were dreaming too big. It was not something that I necessarily thought was achievable. However, there that the persistence, commitment, and heart of those group members never wavered. They continued to pursue this goal and this destination, and because of their steady belief in what this community deserves, that dream is now becoming a reality. I want to be really clear. I might be the one standing here as a face of this effort today, but none of this happened because of me alone. It happened because of the tireless support, collaboration, and dedication of our partners, our board, and every person who has poured their energy into this vision. This is a shared accomplishment, and I am humbled to represent such an extraordinary group. I want to say thank you to all of that advisory council. There's several of you sitting here in this room, and it's absolutely incredible your commitment to this effort. With this building, Codington Connects will finally be able to serve as a true hub. It's going to be a place where individuals and families can walk in and find guidance with dignity and real solutions in a location that reflects our mission, Codington Connects, which is strengthening community resilience through collaboration, support, and accessible resources. We're incredibly excited for our first partners into the space. Department of Health, Public Health, with the WIC office, Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars. I see members all around here, and it's just incredible. So, Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars and Codington County Community Services. Having these organizations together will allow us to collaborate in real time and support community members more efficiently and compassionately. We're very excited to begin updating and expanding the space to meet the needs of our community. Catalyst did a great job bringing our floor plan, and so check that out and see how we're looking to grow and the opportunities for expansion that we have as well. Over the coming months, the building will be adapted to support families, strengthen partnerships, and make it easier for anyone to walk in and find the help they need. This is really more than a renovation. It's an investment in how we serve our community for decades to come. Be watching our social media for updates on this progress and for our move-in dates, which I know Department of Health is especially excited for because they've been dislocated. So, there they are. Thank you. You will have a space. I promise. It's coming. Um, I want to say a special thank you to Michael Clapp. He has just had steadfast support and encouragement throughout this entire process. This would not have happened without him. So thank you for connecting us with Lee and sharing your wisdom and guidance. I would not have made it through without you. So thank you for all of your support for the past couple of years. It's been incredible. And to the county commissioners who are here, thank you for your ongoing support and your belief that when organizations work together, our entire community is stronger. Your support of the community service office has really helped bring this vision to life. It wouldn't have happened without the support of the commissioners. So thank you for those of you that are here too. With that, today, BPI takes on a new meaning for us. From this point forward, Codington Connects will proudly say that BPI stands for Building Partnerships That Inspire, because that is exactly what this moment represents. An inspiring partnership and a shared commitment to building a stronger, more connected Codington County. Nobody wants to stand here for the amount of time it would take to thank everybody individually. So I will just say, from the absolute bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who helped make this possible. This building will change lives, strengthen families, and deepen the connections that make this community such a remarkable place to call home. Thank you again to everyone for being here with us today and celebrating this generosity. We're going to turn it over to Catalyst. I'll let Mike do the introduction, but I just also want to say a heartfelt gratitude to Catalyst. They have provided great guidance and support to us in this process, and we're excited to continue working with them.
Our next speaker is Mike Feltz, and he's with Catalyst Construction. And I just have a couple of words on Catalyst. Again, as I mentioned, I had the privilege of helping start the South Dakota office here in Watertown and in Arizona, and they're now in Sioux Falls. But this is a construction company that spends a great deal of its emphasis in the nonprofit sector, and couldn't be more proud of this opportunity to work with the Catalyst team and what they're doing here today. So, Mike.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Feltis, and I have the privilege of serving as the Director of Business Development for Catalyst Construction for the South Dakota region and representing our team here. It's truly an honor to stand up here today as we celebrate not just a building remodel, but something so much bigger than that. A shared vision coming to life through collaboration, partnership, and most of all, community commitment. Today marks an exciting milestone for the BPI building and the broader Watertown community. This project is a powerful example of what can happen when organizations come together around a common goal. The collaboration between BPI, Codington Connects, and our public and private partners reflects a forward-thinking approach to how we invest in our spaces, and more importantly, how we invest in our people. At Catalyst Construction, we often say we don't just build structures, we build opportunities. This project embodies that philosophy. It's about transforming a physical space into a hub for connection, innovation, and growth. It's about creating an environment where ideas can flourish, businesses can thrive, and most importantly, relationships can be strengthened. What makes this project especially meaningful is the spirit of partnership behind it. Public-private collaboration isn't easy, but when it's done right, it becomes incredibly powerful. It allows us to combine resources, expertise, and vision in a way that no single organization can do alone. This partnership with Codington Connects is a great example of alignment between community priorities and private sector execution. We've seen firsthand how this alignment has shaped this project throughout. From early construction, design decisions, and now even to the start of construction. Every step of the way, there's been a clear commitment to creating something that serves not just an organization, but an entire network of stakeholders and the community at large. I want to take a moment to recognize those that have played a key role in this. The Schull family, Codington Connects, Mr. Michael Clapp. Design Arc is the design and engineering team, subcontractor trades from around the area, city partners, community advocates, and to each of you here today. Projects like this are never the result of one single effort. They are the result of many people working together, solving challenges, and staying focused on a shared mission. As we look ahead, I am confident that the renovated BPI building will serve as a catalyst in every sense of the word. No pun intended. It will be a place where partnerships are strengthened, where innovation is encouraged, and where the impact of this collaboration continues to grow for many years to come. Let this project be a model for future projects around Watertown and even around the great state of South Dakota. We can work together to reposition and repurpose buildings to maximize community impact. And that's exactly what's happening here right now. So on behalf of the Catalyst Construction team, we are grateful to be a part of this journey. We're proud of the work that's been started, and we're even more excited about what lies ahead for this space and for this community. Thank you again for the opportunity to be a part of this, and congratulations to everyone involved.
Okay, folks, we're very near the end here. We're going to do a couple of key pictures that we'd like to do. So you'll notice we have a key right here. It's a ceremonial pass the key kind of experience. So I'm going to ask Lee and his family if you could be on this side here, and if I could get Sarah and the board members of Cottage Connects on this side to come on up, and we're going to do just one ceremonial picture. The good news is after this, the champagne picture is coming up. You all get to participate in the next one.
You're handing the key.
Get over here.
Excuse me, just a little bit tighter. You guys have There we